What up, YouTube? Alright, CKN back, and guess what? We are continuing with the busy everything that we were just doing. But before we can get to Project Race Car here, because today we're going to try and power wash the engine bay. It's like 26 degrees outside. It's really cold. This is probably stupid, but here is the problem I'm having. As you can see, it is just filthy. It is so dirty. I cannot really sit here and just, I mean, when I try to grind stuff up, it's just gonna make a big old greasy mess, and I can't weld with that. So I need to try to clean all this up so I can go through and weld and repair everything I need to do. But before we get to that, some things came in, finally making some moves. I got my wheels mounted up yesterday for Project Honda, Project Slow Honda, whatever. We haven't came up with the name for it yet, but either way, Project Civic. Single Slammer, Project Single Slammer, I don't know yet. Anyways, keep coming up with something. Come on, comment down below, help me out. Anyways, got some tires mounted up for it. Lug nuts came in today, super excited. Also, radio came in today, cheap little Bluetooth radio. So we got to knock out a few things with those. I got plates on it, so we're going to be driving it, which is going to save me a lot of money with gas. The truck is great. I love driving it. It's big, it's comfortable, it's awesome, but at 9 to 10 miles a gallon, it is really killing my pocket. So we can substitute driving the Civic, and I can save 40, 50 bucks a week in gas, and then when it snows, I'll have the truck sit in standby. So there we go. That's just what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna get set up, I'm gonna get started. We're gonna swap some wheels and install this radio, and just try to put some final touches on Project Single Slammer. Alright guys, so here's what she's looking like, Project Single Slammer right now. So as you can see, the main problem right now is that the previous owner had these locking lug nuts or whatever, tuner lug nuts. I don't have the key for them, so it's really hard to get off. Plus, they're not made for wheels like this because of the seat style, so it's technically not very safe. I'll walk over here. So I've picked these bad boys up, some LS meshies I've always wanted to set. They're painted black, not terrible, but I'll sandblast them and paint them come summer. I wrapped them in, you know, that fancy Ingens A1 Antares. So they're wrapped in Antares A1s. We're gonna try them out. Never had them before. They were cheap. I think I got them for like 40 bucks a tire. So all said and done, it was 170 or 185, 190 bucks mounted, balanced, and everything for the tires. So we got those. We got some new lug nuts. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started, change all these wheels, get them installed and whatnot. I'm just gonna go ahead and get it done. All right, guys, so got the tires changed. Now you may be saying, wow, that looks kind of funny. And I know it does, because basically I went with the 195 50/15s stock size on these rims. There's 195 55/15, but those would have costed me another $10 per tire. So I was trying to be cheap. It's all right, because this is the same overall total diameter I had on my other Civic. All we need to do is figure out a way to bloop, 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 drop it low. So that's a little foreshadowing for what's to come of Project Single Slammer. Maybe lowering it. Who knows? Just have to stay tuned. Either way, moving on. Alright guys, so we've just been plugging along trying to get some things done. I have found out that there's some kind of wiring issue. I don't have a passenger low beam, but I have a passenger high beam. I tried changing the bulbs. It's not the bulb. So I'm going to have to track that down. Also, my driver's side turn signal flashes fast, but both the bulbs are good. So somewhere, for some reason, there is low resistance. I thought maybe it had an LED bulb swapped in, but it's not the case. So I'm going to have to investigate that as well. But it does work and stuff, so I'll figure out the low beam issue on the passenger side here soon. But I got all the wheels changed and everything, so that's awesome. Got a few little knickknacks done, so that's awesome. Now we're moving on to the radio. So let me show you what I'm working with. This is the radio that it came with. It's probably not bad. Oh look, it's a JVC KD-S27. Probably a pretty good radio. I may see if I can find a face for it, but that seems to be the issue, is I don't have a face for it. So yeah, so in the meantime, I went online and looked for the cheapest radio I could find that had Bluetooth. And here it is. This is a Polander JSD 520. It is what it is. Its specs are showing 60 watts by 4, digital clock, MP3, you know, all the stuff, whatever. I don't really care. I just want some kind of sound. Now, here's what's funny. Here's the radio that I pulled out. And here's the radio that's going in. I've never seen a radio so small. It's so light, honestly, it feels like a toy. But it doesn't look half bad. And like I said, I'm not expecting much. I think I paid $17 for it. So I just want sound. This is just a daily driver. I mean, all this stuff can get changed later. I'm just looking for sound. So we're gonna install that. Now I pulled this out, and I will say, thank God, whoever did the radio install did it fairly decently. So I'm not gonna bore you with me going through and doing this. I'm just gonna get it done. So we'll just snap our fingers and it'll be wired. And there we go. The radio's all done. It works. I'd play it, but all you get was copyright. But I mean, it makes noise and everything like that. I haven't tested out all the Bluetooth and stuff. I'm gonna finalize everything later. At least I have music that's gonna make the daily drive a lot better. So we're slowly but surely getting this thing churched up a little bit. So I'm extremely happy, but now we gotta move on to the real meat and potatoes. We gotta get this car power washed. We are losing daylight. We got less than an hour or something like that. So I gotta go swap wheels, push it outside, spray it up with some soap and some degreaser and stuff, scrub it, and try to power wash it. Hopefully it all comes out and works, but we're gonna go get started. So let me get set up. What is up, guys? All right, so I ran into a problem and everything like that. So the big meat and potatoes today was going to be power washing this engine bay. As you can see, it has not been done. So here's my issue. My issue is my hose, which you can see on the ground here, is frozen. I was stupid. I totally forgot to bring it inside to let it thaw out and everything, so I can't power wash anything because I can't get any water to the power washer. So I'm basically just, I'm helping a buddy with a side project and everything like that. Haven't really been filming, but I'll just kind of show you what I've been working on. So this is the head off of a D16 for my buddy Civic. He pretty much is rebuilding the engine and everything like that, and we're hand lapping all the valves in the head. He basically cleaned it all up and everything, and now we're just going through and lapping the valves so that he can kind of have a fresh engine since he's rebuilding it with new piston rings and everything like that. We figure why not go ahead and lap all the valves. That way the head's in pretty good shape. You know, it's a budget build. We're not sending it to a machine shop to get a valve job and stuff like that. We're doing old school lapping. That'll pretty much tell us whether there's any issues that would require a machine shop to recut the valves or not. So that's pretty much the gist of it. So I pretty much was just taking this time just to show him how to hand lap the valves on a cylinder head. So he's working on that. I'm just kind of picking away at the 240, kind of depressed. Well, not really depressed, just down that I can't really power wash it because that's really holding me up for my next stage of the build. So, you know, as you can see, it's just extremely filthy. Try to get in a little closer here. So we have the rust hole there. We have rust there. Nice rust hole there. This frame rail's already been repaired 4 years ago. It's been holding pretty good. This one you can't really see, but it's starting to go. It needs done. I still need to cut my fender tubs out, cut these tubs out, and everything like that. So I really just wanted to get it clean so I could start doing some welding. I can't weld with all this grease and oil and everything contaminating everything, and I can't really see how bad things are until I start grinding away at stuff, and I really don't want to just grind grease and dirt and oil everywhere. So I'm just trying to power wash it, clean it up. That fell through right now, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I mean, I've never seen this car so torn apart. It looks so rough. I put some rollers on it so that it can sit in the garage and not really worry about having my wheels on it. I mean, it's like, you know, I've just never seen this car torn this apart. It amazes me to have this car in this state. But it is what it is. It's part of the process. I really wish I had the funds and the time and everything to just like totally strip everything out of this, sandblast tire body, fix everything, power coat the whole body, do an actual real build. But that'll come later on in life. Right now I just want to go drifting and have fun, and with a chassis this rusty and this crappy, I gotta do all this work. So I'm not really sure if I'll have any real content for you tonight on this car. I'm just kind of, like I said, removing some little stuff out of the engine bay, trying to figure out what I want to do with the power steering. I kind of want it out of the bay, you know, but right now I'm just, I don't know, basically twiddling my thumbs, wishing I could start cleaning and power washing this, but it's like 15 degrees outside and I don't want to be out there with parts cleaner trying to hand scrub stuff. I really just wanted to lay some degreaser in there and then power wash it. And then use my heater, my torpedo heater, to try to keep it from freezing. But, you know, hey, whatever. We'll see what we can get done and stuff. So I thought I'd just give you an update of what's going on. What up, YouTube? All right, so I'm just plugging away, everything like that. So I just thought I'd give you an update. Really just been lazy on the filming, just trying to get work done and everything. You know how it is. Sometimes you just got to grind and get shit done. So that's what I've been doing. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I've been working with. So here's the engine bay. Starting to get a little more empty. I know it's kind of hard to tell at the moment because it still kind of looks the same, but some things are coming out that you may not notice from there. But if you look inside the car here, it is a nightmare. So I finally stripped out the driver's seat and everything like that. I finally got the heater core box, AC box, all that sound deadening stuff, everything out of the way here. So now I'm thinking about going ahead and tackling removing the slave cylinder, the line, maybe the brake lines, the master, booster, all that stuff. I was going to leave it all in for power washing, but power washing has gotten delayed and I'm just trying to keep pushing forward. So I'll figure it out. I just didn't want a ton of holes so that water wouldn't get inside the car, but really at this point, I don't really think that's a big deal and I shouldn't really worry too much about it. I am thinking, because I'm ultimately lazy and want to clean up my engine bay a little bit, this whole engine bay chassis harness, looking at it, there's only like 4 wires that I really need. Maybe 5 wires or whatever, but you know, headlights, turn signals, horns, wiper motor. I can't really think of much more I really need to go into the engine bay. So I'm thinking about taking all this, pulling it through the firewall and relaying it into all this empty space here and just mounting it all underneath the dash right here where the heater core and everything was. And then in just running the headlights for the passenger side out here and then extending headlights for the driver's side over here. So, you know, I don't know yet. If you have any other suggestions, just comment down below. Let me know what you think of what I should do with this mile-long chassis harness that goes in the engine bay, because it's nasty and I just would rather hide it in here, I guess, and get it out of the engine bay. But yeah, if you have another suggestion, just let me know. Either way, I'm going to continue working. We're probably going to go ahead and pull the brake master, the clutch master, or yeah, clutch master and slave. Try to get these lines out of the way. I'll probably jack it up, just take the calipers off of the brackets so I can get the front brake lines out. The rear brake lines I'm probably not going to tackle today because that's going underneath the car and everything. I don't know exactly what I want to do with that just yet. I think there's actually a splitter right over here that runs to the rear, so I could probably just go ahead and remove this one. If you can see it, right there is a splitter that runs from the master and splits to the rear brake lines. So I may just disconnect it there so I can get these brake lines all out of the engine bay, because honestly they're all crappy. I'm gonna have to do brake lines on the whole car, fuel lines on the whole car, just tons of shit. Really sucks. Found me a nice little gaper right there. Yeah, just thought there was a little spot pushed on it and it just kept going away and away. So yeah, this whole thing is just, someone donate me a new chassis. Just donate me a new chassis. I'd love it. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to work, because the grind never stops and we just got a ton to do. What's up, guys? Alright, to bring you back, give you an update. Alright, so I got all the brake lines out, I got the booster out, I got the master cylinder out, I got all that stuff out of there. I've just been plugging away at stuff like that, working on the interior. Obviously I got it stripped, I got you know, the steering column dropped and everything. I got all the sound deadening out from behind, you know, looking pretty good, honestly, and I'm really still thinking I'm gonna put the fuse boxes right over here. But if you have a better idea, let me know. But in the meantime, we're gonna come over here and we're working with this Honda head, this little thing right here. So D series represent. Anyways, so we're putting all these valves back in and everything, and I'm pretty much just gonna go over how you do this and everything. So we hand lapped all the valves. I don't know if you can see them, but all the valve seats are looking pretty clean, pretty fresh, uniformed, everything like that. So we're pretty happy with everything there for our budget build. Just trying to get the car back on the road. This actually is amazingly clean compared for a used head that's never seen a machine shop. So we're gonna go ahead and drop these valves in, get the valve springs back in and everything. So first thing, you need one of these. This is an awesome tool. It's used on a lot of overhead cam cars and stuff like that. But I've used other types, they suck. You need something like this. This is just amazing. So I'll show you how this works and what you do with it and everything like that. Alright guys, so here's our cylinder head and everything like that. The first thing you want to do is make sure, let me flip this down here. I've already done one. So you want to make sure you put your valve stem seal on after you put your bottom retainer. Because yeah, if you put your valve stem seal on, you won't be able to get your bottom retainer on. So after that, take a little bit of oil your valve stem, and you're gonna lightly put it through the guide and punch it through your stem seal. So now I'm gonna try to do it this way so you can see what's going on here. So now we have our valve seal, our bottom retainer, and everything like that. So here's our spring, our upper retainer, and the keepers. These things are very hard to keep track of sometimes, so you may want to just keep them around.
That's why they're called keepers.
So here's your spring. So it's kind of like what I would consider like a progressive spring. So you have loose wound coils and tight wound coils. The tight wound coils go at the bottom, the loose wound coils go towards the top. So, alright, so you take your valve spring and you're going to set it on your retainer, your lower retainer. You put your top retainer on there, and then you're going to get your magic tool. So all you're going to do with this tool is you're going to line it up on the valve, and then you're just going to push down, and it's going to lock your valve spring down so that you can work with your keepers. So now you have this nice open window here where you're going to work with these keepers. All right, so if you look on your keeper, you have a groove and it's tapered. So the groove goes inside the groove on the stem of your valve and locks in, and it's tapered. So you want the tapered part towards the valve, well, like the head sealing surface, and then you want the groove sitting in there. And this is where it gets really hard because my hands are going to be in the way. But you're going to set your keepers in here, which is very annoying. And then you're going to try not to smash your fingers as you relieve this tool, like so.
Boom, it's all timing.
Yep, it's all timing. So if you look there, you'll see that our keepers are engaged in the grooves and everything is the way it should. And that's pretty much how you get your valves and your springs all reassembled on your D series head. So now 16 valves, 16 springs, and 16 and 32, whatever, a bunch of numbers. All these need done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these done, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's complete. Alright guys, so there it is, fully assembled. All the valves, springs, everything's in. I threw the cam in. Now we gotta get the rockers, throw the rocker assembly in and everything like that, and just keep grinding to get this done. What's up YouTube? Alright, back at it again, still grinding. It's getting late, I'm tired, it's about midnight, whatever. We're finally finished with the Honda little rebuild thing that we've been working on, so I'm just going to show you a little finished product.
Woo woo!
Here's the cylinder head all put back together. It's got the rocker arms all torqued down, everything has been installed, and it is just looking clean, it's looking fresh, it's ready to go back into service. All the valves have been lapped. Everything's been thoroughly cleaned and inspected. Everything looks good. Shouldn't have a problem out of this head. The last thing that needs to be done is the valve lash needs to be adjusted. Because it's so late and the engine's not anywhere near running yet, I'm not too worried about the valve lash. It will be adjusted prior to, you know, starting the car and everything. But it can be adjusted anytime. It just needs to be completely cold. So possibly maybe a future video of adjusting valve lash on a Honda. You know, I know there's some videos out there and whatnot, but you know, hey, you know, maybe it'll help somebody, maybe it won't. Either way, I always have fun making videos. So that's gonna close out the video tonight. I'm tired, it's late, I'm ready to just go inside and take a shower. I'm probably really dirty. I mean, I look filthy, so it is what it is. That's just how we roll into CKN Garage, is we just get dirty, we get work done, and we just keep on grinding, because you never can stop grinding. You gotta keep going. But here we go, just to show you, Project Race Car. She's looking bare. I pulled the chassis harness out of the car right now because I needed to get to the driver's side easier, so I had the harness just laying in there, but I need to get in there to work, so I got it laying over here. But the engine bay is getting close to being bare. We're making some progress. It's slowly but surely. She's rusty and dirty, but she'll do good. She always has. She's been a great car. If I just get another year out of her, maybe two, I don't know yet, we'll see. I'm gonna try to get a new shell next year so I can reshell the car for 2019 and maybe even do a really nice clean drift build for 2019. Who knows? Time is always hard when it comes. I'm trying to go to Japan 2019 as well. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But I'm out of here, I've been rambling. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to the video. And yeah, just stay tuned for future content. I'll check you guys later. Peace.